90% of life problems are because you're ignoring these life lessons. The power of solitude and self-reliance. There is undeniable strength in being alone. When you embrace solitude, you begin to understand the most important truth. You need yourself more than anyone else. It is in these quiet moments that we generate our deepest fears, but it is through action that we conquer them. If you ever want to make the wrong decision, simply ask everyone for their opinion. Too many voices will only drown out your own. Instead, trust yourself, move forward, and never look back, because you're not headed in that direction. Pain is often seen as an enemy, but what if it is actually a hidden gift? If people could take back the pain they caused you, they would also take away the strength you gained from it. Life has a way of testing you just before it rewards you, pushing you to your limits before unveiling its blessings. If you choose to dwell on your suffering, you will continue to hurt. But if you focus on the lessons hidden within, you will continue to grow. There's no shortcut to achieving what you seek. The magic you're looking for lies in the work you are avoiding. In life, you can choose to be either a positive or negative person, but only one of those paths will lead you anywhere worth going. Move in silence. Let your actions speak louder than your plans. Just as a fish that keeps its mouth shut avoids the hook, you too should be mindful of what you reveal about your next move. The people who tell you that you can't or won't succeed are often the ones most afraid that you will. Your inner voice is powerful, so be careful how you speak to yourself, because you are always listening. Stop second-guessing yourself. Your journey is yours alone, and it's not meant to look like anyone else's. It shouldn't. It won't. If something brings you joy, you don't need the world's validation. Just keep it to yourself and cherish it. The family you create is far more important than the one you come from. The more you understand yourself, the less you crave approval from others. Just because your past didn't unfold the way you hoped doesn't mean your future can't exceed your wildest dreams. Never let small-minded people convince you that your aspirations are too big. When you try to please everyone, you almost always end up pleasing no one. Growth requires change, and we cannot become what we aspire to be if we refuse to evolve. The truth is, everyone will hurt you at some point. The real challenge is finding the ones who are worth enduring that pain for. If you constantly have to question whether something is right for you, the answer is usually no. Learn to accept both praise and criticism. Both sunlight and rain are necessary for a tree to grow. You did the best you could with the knowledge you had at the time. Don't let new wisdom turn into self-punishment for past mistakes. Bad habits are like a soft bed, easy to fall into, but hard to climb out of. In the end, we regret the chances we never took, the love we were too afraid to embrace, and the choices we waited too long to make. Waiting for change without taking action is like standing at a bus stop expecting a train to arrive. It simply won't happen. Wisdom is gained in 3 ways. Through reflection, which is the noblest. Through imitation, which is the easiest. and through experience, which is often the hardest. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out the voice of your own intuition. Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. Self-respect is visible. People can tell when you lack it, and they will treat you accordingly. It is impossible to make everyone happy, and attempting to do so will only leave you frustrated and drained. Stay away from those who refuse to acknowledge their own flaws, yet never fail to point out yours. Instead of fearing the entire staircase, focus only on the step in front of you. Be bold enough to be a beginner at something new. Your thoughts are like boomerangs. What you send out into the world will always return to you. Pay attention to those who tell you the things you don't want to hear. They might be the only ones telling you the truth. The longer you entertain what isn't meant for you, the longer you delay what is. The cost of procrastination isn't just lost time, it's the life you could have lived. Relying too much on others is dangerous because in the darkest moments, even your own shadow disappears. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Prioritize your well-being first. It is always better to take action and learn from it than to do nothing at all. The price of regret versus the reward of discipline. Regret offers a deceptive kind of comfort. It makes today easier, but leaves you struggling tomorrow. Discipline, on the other hand, demands effort now, but rewards you with an easier future. The choice is always yours. If you are a giver, recognize your limits because takers rarely acknowledge theirs. And if you don't clear the chaos in your mind, you will inevitably fumble what's in your hands. Before you share your problems with others, seek your own solutions first. Strength isn't about having all the answers, it's about having the courage to find them. Often, it's not your potential that's lacking, but your focus. It's not your skill that's missing, but your consistency. You don't need more resources. You need a better strategy. You don't lack capability. You lack discipline. Your future isn't determined by what's in your hands, but by what's in your head. Doubt is the only real obstacle between you and success. Everyone wants to bypass the struggle, but few realize that's where true character is forged. Self-pity is a silent poison. Stay far away from it. Dreams without action are nothing but illusions. The more you try to force yourself to forget someone, the more they occupy your thoughts. Instead of resisting, let go naturally. And never let a lack of support be the reason you stop chasing your goals. The only approval you need is your own. Don't fear losing people. Fear losing yourself while trying to keep them. Procrastination is not just a delay, it's a slow surrender to weakness. Maturity teaches you that silence is often more powerful than proving a point. If you allow people to violate your boundaries, you invite their disrespect. Work more than you talk, and never waste time chasing things that aren't choosing you. Learning to be at peace with not being invited, included, or acknowledged is a skill that will set you free. Success never happens overnight, but if you quit, it will never happen at all. A job may give you a living, but working on yourself will create a fortune. The hardest part is always the beginning. A rocket expends 90% of its fuel just to break free from gravity. Your journey will feel the same. And remember, some people refuse to hear the truth because it shatters the illusions they cling to. Speak it anyway. Don't be frustrated by the results you didn't get from the effort you never put in. The path to success begins with a single step, taking a chance. Stay alone until you are truly valued. If you fail to prepare, you are preparing to fail. And be mindful what you say about others reveals more about you than it does about them. Never be afraid to start over. This time, you're not beginning from scratch. You're beginning with experience. It's not the future that's unclear. It's your own perception of it. Stop expecting life to be fair and start expecting yourself to become strong enough to handle whatever comes your way. When you stop chasing what isn't meant for you, you create space for what is. Embarrassment is the price of growth. If you're unwilling to look like a beginner, you will never master anything. Happiness is your responsibility. Expecting others to provide it will only lead to disappointment. If something has been on your mind for too long, the answer is simple. Start now. The longer you wait, the further you stay from where you want to be. Not everyone is meant to stay in your life forever. Some are just passing through to teach you valuable lessons. Be a good person, but don't waste time proving it. And don't confuse difficulty with impossibility. Hard things can be done. The easiest way to keep your word is to be mindful of what you promise in the first place. Expect little from others and demand much from yourself. That is the key to contentment. You may regret the words you speak in anger, but you will never regret the moments you chose silence instead. Never give someone the chance to disappoint you twice. And remember, nothing is truly difficult if broken into small, manageable steps. A single step today is worth 2 tomorrow. Progress should never be sacrificed for the sake of keeping others comfortable. The power of perspective and the path to growth. Life is constantly moving forward, and so must you. Today is the oldest you've ever been, and the youngest you'll ever be again. Time doesn't wait, and neither should you. Happiness isn't something to be postponed for a distant future. It's something you create in the present. The more you learn to design your own joy, the less you'll rely on the approval of others. There's a quiet strength in keeping your life private. The most successful victories are often the ones achieved in silence. Not everyone deserves a front row seat to your journey. Being alone is far better than surrounding yourself with people who wear false masks of affection. Sometimes, you must let go of what's good in order to reach for something truly great. The more people disappoint you, the faster you'll learn that life keeps moving, with or without them. Loss often clears the path for something better. Trust is fragile. Be careful where you place it. Just because something looks familiar doesn't mean it's safe. Sugar and salt may appear the same, but one can nourish, while the other can harm. Success is about obtaining what you want, but happiness comes from learning to want what you already have. Many remain stuck in the same place because their attachments become their anchors. If you wish to move forward, you must be willing to release what holds you back. At times, self-improvement requires an internal battle. You may have to go to war with yourself to rebuild what was broken. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is what carries you through. The fastest way to succeed is to begin, even if you don't have everything figured out. A car can't be steered while parked, and a life that never takes risks remains stagnant. Pain has a way of sharpening your decisions. The fear of repeating past suffering often becomes the greatest motivator for change. The choices you make during work hours define what you have, but the way you spend your free time shapes who you are. Treat people as they are, and they will remain the same. Treat them as they could be, and they may rise to meet their potential. True happiness is found not in receiving, but in uplifting others. Work as if no one is watching, as if no one will catch you if you fall, because ultimately, your success is your own responsibility. Your life will never be fully yours if you constantly worry about the opinions of others. Ironically, the people you love most can often be your greatest vulnerability. Once you recognize your worth, you'll be shocked by what you once tolerated. When you set your mind on a goal, watch how obstacles fade as determination takes over. Keep your thoughts and plans to yourself. What you know is your power, and not everyone deserves access to it. Friendships can shift overnight, and trust broken once is rarely the same again. If people treat you like an option, make the choice to walk away. Moving forward often requires leaving something behind. And if you wait too long, all you'll have left are regrets. Act swiftly, but be patient with results. The only limits in life are the ones you impose on yourself. Distance yourself from those who pull you back into the person you no longer wish to be. Solitude isn't emptiness, it's an opportunity for self-discovery. Forgive who you used to be. Growth means change, and that is a sign of progress. Your struggles are not obstacles. They are the foundation of your strength. When you truly understand a problem, you're already halfway to the solution. There are no shortcuts to places worth going. Character is measured by the choices made when no one is watching. At some point, you will have to do what's right for you, even if it means disappointing those you love. If you spend your life building someone else's dream, you will sacrifice your own. The first step toward a new destination is deciding that where you are is no longer enough. For years, you worry about what others think of you. Later, you tell yourself you don't care. Eventually, you realize they were never thinking about you at all. The path to strength and growth. You have two choices: stand up to your fears, or let them rule you. The battles you avoid today will return stronger tomorrow. Growth often comes at a cost, and sometimes that cost is loneliness. But solitude isn't a punishment. It's a crucible where transformation takes place. To truly love yourself, you must make peace with the experiences that shaped you. They weren't mistakes, they were lessons. Focus on becoming a better version of yourself, not on proving you're better than anyone else. Do what no one else is willing to do, and you will achieve what no one else can. Someone else's success does not take away from your own. The only competition that matters is the one against who you were yesterday. Trust is a precious thing. Give it carefully, because not everyone who earns it will deserve it. Comfort is a silent enemy. It keeps you stagnant while the world moves forward. True progress begins when you step beyond what is familiar. The quieter your mind, the more clearly you can hear what truly matters. The opinions of those who don't support you are irrelevant. Those who matter will respect your journey, no matter how unconventional it is. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It means releasing the burden of resentment. But trust, once broken, should never be handed back so easily. The stronger you become, the harder it is for others to control you. When your mind is clear, manipulation loses its grip. When you take full ownership of your life, outside influences hold no power over you. Realizing your own unhappiness takes time. Realizing that you don't have to stay unhappy takes even longer. The people in your life should bring you peace, not add to your struggles. If someone causes more stress than support, they are not your safe space. What matters most is not how fast you move, but whether you're headed in the right direction. A single source of income may provide comfort, but building multiple streams of value creates true stability. The barriers you construct to protect yourself can also become the walls that trap you. Choose at least one person in your life who will always give you the unfiltered truth. Later often turns into never. Start now, even if the timing isn't perfect. Let your choices be guided by hope, not fear. Every wise decision is born from experience, and experience often comes from making poor decisions first. Worrying is a cycle that leads nowhere. It gives you something to do, but never moves you forward. No job is beneath you, only arrogance should be below you. Let your work speak louder than your words. Mastery is built through action, not criticism. It's better to walk alone than be surrounded by the wrong people. If you do not make yourself indispensable, you will always be replaceable. Success isn't about secret formulas. It's about doing ordinary things extraordinarily well. Time is your most valuable currency. Once spent, it cannot be refunded. Many of the roadblocks you fear are actually the paths you need to take. What defines you isn't what you consume, but what you express. Your words have the power to uplift or to destroy. Choose them wisely. If speed is your goal, you may walk alone, but if endurance is what you seek, you must move with others. Surround yourself with those who elevate you, not those who drain you. The moment you stop fearing failure, your true strength emerges. The first step toward change is refusing to remain where you are. Obstacles only appear overwhelming when you take your eyes off your goal. Betrayal never comes from enemies. It is always from those you trusted. The nights spent doing nothing will fade from memory, but the risks you took, the choices you made, and the challenges you overcame will shape your story. Stop seeing the world through the lens of what you like or dislike. See things as they truly are, and peace will follow. There is no perfect time, only the time you have. Make it count. Hard times reveal the true nature of those around you. If your mind can conceive it and your heart can believe it, you have the power to achieve it. Take responsibility for your actions. Accountability is the mark of a mature mind. Your goals are the stars that guide you through life's storms. If you don't respect your time, no one else will. No relationship is worth sacrificing your mental well-being, and never underestimate the wisdom of those who have lived before you. Time may steal their youth, but it leaves behind lessons of immeasurable value. The road forward. Lessons in growth and resilience. You may catch others before they fall, but that doesn't mean someone will always be there to catch you. Life has a way of teaching this lesson when you least expect it. There are moments that slip away unnoticed. People you see for the last time without realizing it. You won't always recognize the value of a moment until it becomes nothing more than a memory. Not every thought that crosses your mind deserves your attention. Guard your focus, because distractions are endless. Surround yourself with those who nourish your soul, not those who drain it. If you want your present to look different from your past, study the past, understand its patterns, then break the ones that hold you back. True happiness lies in accepting each situation for what it is, rather than dwelling on what you think it should have been. When writing the story of your life, never hand the pen to someone else. Your journey is yours alone. There are always two paths ahead, and even if you've chosen one, there's still time to take a different road. Never see others as competition. Your goals, ambition, and mindset are uniquely your own. Stay positive, even in difficult circumstances. Resilience in the face of negativity is its own victory. The weight of expectations can be heavier than any physical burden. Learn to let go of what you cannot control. Rejection is not a failure. It's a redirection towards something better. Perseverance is the most important trait for success, surpassing even talent or intelligence. It has the power to overcome obstacles, time, and even the forces of nature. Never let the pain of your past transform you into someone you were never meant to be. If you don't build your own dreams, someone else will hire you to build theirs. Mistakes are not failures. They are proof that you are trying. The key to achievement is holding a vision of success in your mind and refusing to let go of it. Shift your focus from what's missing to what you already have. Gratitude turns what you have into enough. No matter where you are on your journey, take pride in how hard you're trying. A ship doesn't sink because of the water surrounding it. It sinks because of the water that gets inside. In the same way, don't let external chaos seep into your mind and weigh you down. Knowing what to say is intelligence, but knowing when to say it is wisdom. If you need constant motivation to act, you'll never start. Action must come from within. You are not defined by what has happened to you, but by what you choose to become. Find something that anchors you, something you can lean on during difficult times. Everyone needs a reason to keep going, a passion to hold on to, and a purpose to return to when life feels heavy. Accept that you are not a priority in everyone's life, and move on accordingly. Every rejection is a step closer to a better opportunity. Storms may be brutal, but on the other side of every storm is the strength you gain from surviving it. Some of the best moments of your life haven't even happened yet. Pause for a moment and recognize how far you've come. You may not be where you want to be, but you are no longer where you once were. Change only works if you're willing to embrace it. Never change just to please someone else, unless that person is you. The longer you dwell in the past, the less of the future you have left to enjoy. Ignore the whispers of those who speak behind your back. They're behind you for a reason. There are no missed opportunities if something passed you by. It wasn't meant for you. If you're not willing to sacrifice for your dreams will become the sacrifice. Your life will never truly belong to you if you live it according to the opinions of others. Sometimes you have to burn bridges to stop yourself from walking back to places that no longer serve you. A man without a vision for his future will always return to his past. Choose wisely, because every decision comes with a cost. Make sure the rewards are worth it. Action brings clarity in a way overthinking never will. You can't think your way into a new life. You must act your way into one. Mistakes are inevitable. Just make sure you don't repeat the same ones. If you don't know how to move on, start with something simpler. Stop going back. Sometimes being a little selfish is necessary. Prioritize yourself and your well-being. See people for who they truly are, not who you wish they would be. The strength of self-discovery and growth. Stay humble enough to know that no one is beneath you, yet wise enough to understand that you are unique. Until you learn to be content in your own company, you'll never truly know whether you're with someone out of love or simply to fill a void. People don't determine their futures in a single moment. They shape them through habits, and those habits dictate the path ahead. The quicker you face the tasks you've been avoiding, the sooner you make space for the opportunities you desire. Learn to accept what you cannot change, and have the courage to change what you refuse to tolerate. The greatest challenge in life is uncovering who you truly are. The second is learning to be at peace with what you find. We often think we know people, but in reality, we only see what we want to see. If you don't take control of your mind, someone else will. Some people come into your life for no other reason than to teach you who you don't want to become. Love cannot be forced, neither in giving nor in receiving. Let go of temporary comfort if it costs you long-term opportunity. Confidence isn't built on the expectation of success. It comes from embracing failure without fear. More often than not, the hardest choices and the right choices are one and the same. You are the average of the people you surround yourself with. If you want to be better, choose better company. Change is impossible unless you take the first step. People will enter and exit your life, and the ones you least expect will become nothing more than distant memories. You unconsciously train others how to treat you, whether you realize it or not. The goal of an argument should never be to win it, should be to understand. If something scares you, it might just be the very thing you need to pursue. Your worth is not defined by someone else's inability to recognize it. Emotions aren't inherently bad. It's how we react to them that matters. Learn to channel your negative emotions into something constructive rather than destructive. The people who challenge your thinking and broaden your perspective are the ones who help you grow. Enemies often tell you the truth because they know it will sting, while friends may withhold it to protect your feelings. Develop the courage to be disliked. It's the price of living authentically and doing what needs to be done, even when it's unpopular. Speak your truth, not what others expect to hear. If someone's absence brings you peace, then you've lost nothing at all. We often overestimate what we can accomplish in a year and underestimate what is possible in 5. A difficult past or childhood may be messy, but it can be a powerful force that shapes your future. If something is beyond your control, let it go. It deserves freedom from your mind as much as it does from your hands. Don't be afraid to start over. This time, you're not beginning from nothing. You're starting with the wisdom gained from experience. The more responsibility you take for your life, the more power you have to change it. Friends and family may love you, but that doesn't always mean they know what's best for you. Growth can be a lonely road when you choose to improve yourself. You may find yourself walking it alone for a while. Never take people for granted. You never truly realize their value until they're gone. Judge people by their actions, not their words, and you'll never be misled. When someone reveals their true nature, believe them the first time. Don't try to repaint them into something they're not. Motivation follows action, not the other way around. Take even the smallest step forward, and momentum will build from there. You won't remember the nights you stayed home doing nothing, but you'll always remember the hands that lifted you up when you were at your lowest. Those who stood beside you in your struggles are worth more than those who only applaud when you succeed. Forgiveness isn't about making the other person feel better. It's about freeing yourself from the weight of resentment. Accept life as it is, not as you wish it to be. Growth, strength, and peace come from within, living with purpose and strength. Life isn't about dwelling on the past or obsessing over the future. It's about being fully present in the now. Those who pretend to be something they're not will eventually slip, forgetting the roles they tried so hard to play. Pay attention. No matter how you feel, you are always responsible for how you act. Honesty might not earn you a large circle of friends, but it will attract the right ones. Learn to see people for who they truly are, not for who you wish they would be. Even the most talented person becomes insignificant in the wrong environment. True success doesn't come from one grand gesture. but from small, consistent actions repeated over time. You can choose a life of comfort, predictable and stress-free, or you can embrace a path of meaning, challenge, and growth. A wise man is strong enough to admit his mistakes, smart enough to learn from them, and determined enough to correct them. When you blame others for your struggles, you surrender control over your own happiness. The moment people realize they can't control you, their admiration often turns into resentment. Forgive yourself for not knowing what you hadn't yet learned. If you constantly seek to prove your worth to someone, you've already forgotten how valuable you are. When promises turn into apologies and regrets, it's time to walk away. Purpose isn't something you stumble upon elsewhere. It's something you create where you are. Nothing in life will magically solve all your problems. No achievement, no relationship, no goal. There will always be a part of you that feels a little incomplete, and that's okay. A meaningful life isn't one free from stress. It's one filled with challenges that matter. Some wounds don't fully heal, but one day, you'll stop letting them control you. So don't let the weight of the past stop you from doing what you've always wanted to do. It's never too late. The voices that tell you it is are often projecting their own fears, not your reality. The more you love yourself, the less you'll tolerate people and situations that don't love you back. Follow your heart, but take your mind with you. You can have results, or you can have excuses, but never both. Growth happens when you step beyond what you think you're capable of. Be smart enough to seek guidance, but wise enough to know whose advice is worth taking. Fear loses its power each time you face it. The more you confront it, the less it controls you. Never prioritize someone who only sees you as an option. In life, those who fight may lose, but those who never try have already lost. If you want to feel proud of yourself, do things that are worth being proud of. Many things may have broken your heart, but in doing so, they cleared your vision. Never reject an experience just because it feels unfamiliar or uncomfortable. It could be one of the most defining and beautiful moments of your life. There will always be people who fail to recognize your worth. Just make sure you're not one of them. Life can change in an instant. Instead of passively accepting what you have, be grateful for it and make the most of it. One of the most dangerous things you can do is believe someone else's opinion of you. Your relationships with others will always mirror the relationship you have with yourself. If you dwell on what's not working today, you're only ensuring that tomorrow will be the same. It's never about having enough time. It's about making time for what matters. Kindness is important, but don't let it turn into weakness. If you're always agreeable, people will take advantage of you. Sometimes you have to draw the line, living with purpose and strength. Life isn't about dwelling on the past or obsessing over the future. It's about being fully present in the now. Those who pretend to be something they're not will eventually slip, forgetting the roles they tried so hard to play. Pay attention. No matter how you feel, You are always responsible for how you act. Honesty might not earn you a large circle of friends, but it will attract the right ones. Learn to see people for who they truly are, not for who you wish they would be. Even the most talented person becomes insignificant in the wrong environment. True success doesn't come from one grand gesture, but from small, consistent actions repeated over time. You can choose a life of comfort, predictable and stress-free, or you can embrace a path of meaning, challenge, and growth. A wise man is strong enough to admit his mistakes, smart enough to learn from them, and determined enough to correct them. When you blame others for your struggles, you surrender control over your own happiness. The moment people realize they can't control you, their admiration often turns into resentment. Forgive yourself for not knowing what you hadn't yet learned. If you constantly seek to prove your worth to someone, you've already forgotten how valuable you are. When promises turn into apologies and regrets, it's time to walk away. Purpose isn't something you stumble upon elsewhere. It's something you create where you are. Nothing in life will magically solve all your problems. No achievement, no relationship, no goal. There will always be a part of you that feels a little incomplete, and that's okay. A meaningful life isn't one free from stress. It's one filled with challenges that matter. Some wounds don't fully heal, but one day you'll stop letting them control you. So don't let the weight of the past stop you from doing what you've always wanted to do. It's never too late. The voices that tell you it is are often projecting their own fears, not your reality. The more you love yourself, the less you'll tolerate people and situations that don't love you back. Follow your heart, but take your mind with you. You can have results, or you can have excuses, but never both. Growth happens when you step beyond what you think you're capable of. Be smart enough to seek guidance, but wise enough to know whose advice is worth taking. Fear loses its power each time you face it. The more you confront it, the less it controls you. Never prioritize someone who only sees you as an option. In life, those who fight may lose, but those who never try have already lost. If you want to feel proud of yourself, do things that are worth being proud of. Many things may have broken your heart, but in doing so, they cleared your vision. Never reject an experience just because it feels unfamiliar or uncomfortable. It could be one of the most defining and beautiful moments of your life. There will always be people who fail to recognize your worth. Just make sure you're not one of them. Life can change in an instant. Instead of passively accepting what you have, be grateful for it and make the most of it. One of the most dangerous things you can do is believe someone else's opinion of you. Your relationships with others will always mirror the relationship you have with yourself. If you dwell on what's not working today, you're only ensuring that tomorrow will be the same. It's never about having enough time. It's about making time for what matters. Kindness is important, but don't let it turn into weakness. If you're always agreeable, people will take advantage of you. Sometimes you have to draw the line. Boundaries, growth, and the power of letting go. Before your old habits and patterns consume you, destroy them first. Be protective of your time. It's one of your most valuable assets, and not everyone deserves a share of it. Never let loyalty to others turn into betrayal of yourself. Every gain in life comes at the cost of something else. Nothing is ever truly free. Weak people seek revenge. Strong people forgive. And the truly wise simply move on. What you sacrifice, reject, and let go of defines you far more than what you acquire. If you don't take control of your identity, the world will shape you into whatever suits its needs. True growth begins when you stop running from uncomfortable truths about yourself and start facing them head on. Time is never the issue. It's the excuses we make that keep us stagnant. Life moves fast, and if you don't take a moment to step back and truly see it, you might wake up one day wondering where it all went. The most dangerous enemies aren't the ones who oppose you openly, but the ones who pretend to be your allies. Not every argument deserves your attention, and not every battle is worth fighting. Your past is yours alone. Only you truly understand its depth and meaning. Be careful who you share it with. Some will misunderstand, while others might use it against you. Success and failure are illusions that exist only before you take action. Once you do, they become nothing more than experiences. The more you cultivate gratitude, the more beauty you will find in the world, and the more generous life will seem. At some point, you need to stop seeing people for their potential and start accepting them for who they actually are. If there's something you've been longing to do, don't wait. Time will pass, whether you take action or not. Many of your problems will fade when you surround yourself with people who inspire and challenge you. Everything unfolds at its own pace. Trust the process and be patient. You won't always be able to save the people you love from their own choices. No matter how much wisdom or advice you offer, some will insist on making their own mistakes. Envy is a waste of your energy you already have, more than you realize. The world constantly sends signals about who you are, but if you never stop to listen, you'll miss them. Live fully, even in the small moments. The sacrifices and compromises you make today will pay off in ways you can't yet see. An apology without real change is nothing but manipulation. You don't truly know someone until you share a life with them. Never commit fully to a person until you've seen them in their unfiltered everyday reality. Hurting others won't heal your own wounds. One day, you'll look back and understand exactly why certain things had to happen the way they did. While you can't control the actions of others, you can always control your response to them. Stop creating problems in relationships that don't actually exist. If someone isn't truly part of your life, their opinion shouldn't hold power over you. Once someone leaves, the version of them you knew is gone forever. If you dwell too long on an idea without acting, it will remain just that, a thought. Your word is one of the most valuable things you own. Once its credibility is lost, regaining it is nearly impossible. Trust takes years to build, seconds to break, and a lifetime to repair. Discipline may not be enjoyable, but the results it brings are worth it. Some people will never change, no matter how much you try to help them, and one day you'll realize you're done trying. Missing someone doesn't mean they belong in your life. The real cost of procrastination isn't lost time, it's the life you could have lived. And above all, be careful who you confide in. Some people aren't listening to understand, but to find a way to use your weaknesses against you. The strength found in solitude and the wisdom of letting go. Solitude is where the mind grows resilient. It learns to stand on its own, no longer seeking validation from outside sources. In time, those who wear multiple masks forget which face is truly theirs. What you tolerate will only persist. The standards you set for yourself dictate how the world treats you. True friendship is revealed in your darkest moments, not in times of celebration. Live life on your terms, because no matter how much someone cares for you, they cannot walk every step of your journey. Prioritizing yourself will upset people, but their discomfort is not your burden to carry. If you cannot take care of yourself, you will never be able to care for others. Potential is nothing but untapped capability. It means nothing until it's turned into action. Growing up is realizing that sacrificing yourself for others to prove your loyalty only diminishes your own worth. Treat people as they treat you, but never compromise your integrity in the process. If life grants you a second chance, don't squander it. Stop searching for happiness in the same place where you once lost it. Real strength isn't found in begging someone to choose you. It's in having the courage to let them go. People leave your life for a reason, and not everyone who walks away deserves to return. Honesty is a rare and valuable gift. Never expect it from those who trade in deception. Many are only kind when there's nothing at stake. Watch how they act when something truly matters. Wisdom comes from hardship, and some of your loneliest moments will shape you into the strongest version of yourself. There are people who only care about you when you are useful to them. Recognize this and distance yourself accordingly. The moment you start valuing yourself, it becomes impossible to tolerate those who don't. Maturity is understanding that even the strongest relationships require effort and respect. Without them, they will inevitably fall apart. One wrong move can change everything, so live with integrity. Don't lie, don't cheat. Be honest, be loyal. Never take someone's feelings for granted. You never know how much courage it took for them to be vulnerable with you. If you claim to have more than 3 priorities, you likely have none. Holding on to resentment is like drinking poison, and expecting someone else to suffer it only destroys you. You can never control someone's loyalty. You can give them everything and still be treated unfairly. If you constantly blame others for your problems, don't expect your life to improve. One day, you'll find yourself in a quiet, spotless home, wishing for the chaos of those who once filled it with laughter. Appreciate the mess while it lasts. Actions reveal a person's character. Words only show who they wish to be. If someone avoids you, respect their absence and never chase after them. Even kindness has its limits, and there are those who will exploit your generosity if given the chance. Progress doesn't need an audience to be real. Validation from others is unnecessary when you know your worth. Expectations often lead to disappointment, so learn to expect less or even nothing from others. Trying to please everyone will only leave you drained and directionless. The only time you should look into someone else's life is to ensure they have enough not to compare or compete. If given the choice between being right and being kind, choose kindness. It's the harder, yet more rewarding path. Never take criticism from those you wouldn't seek advice from. If you dedicate your life to fulfilling someone else's dream, you sacrifice your own. Those who have no purpose of their own will often try to create chaos in yours. You can't lose what was never truly yours, nor can you hold on to things that no longer want to stay. Life always offers a second chance. It's called tomorrow. Most people will deceive you if given the opportunity. Trust wisely. Reinvention is always possible, no matter your past. And when you do things right, the world may not even notice, because true success is often silent. Never set yourself on fire to keep others warm. Those who truly matter will never ask you to. The truth in perception and the power of belief. The world can be deceiving. Believe only half of what you see and none of what you hear. Trust is a rare commodity, and while you might catch others when they fall, don't expect them to do the same when you need it most. Sometimes, you can spend years building friendships, only to realize, far too late, that they were never truly your friends. Remember, every ending marks the start of something new, though we often fail to recognize it in the moment. Life will undoubtedly knock you down, but it's not the fall that defines you. It's the decision to stay down, even when it feels like you're the only one who believes in yourself. That belief is enough to carry you through. Not everyone you encounter is meant to stay in your future. Some people are merely passing through, offering valuable lessons along the way. Embrace their presence, learn from them, and then let them go. Life moves forward, and so must you.